Let's ask ChatGPT. Write a podcast intro for a show
called Curiousaholic. Oh my goodness. Welcome to Curiousaholic, the podcast where your curiosities are obsession. Each episode we deep dive into a new topic.
Bruh.
Oh my god, this is so creepy. You could use that in your advantage and you could bring down other people. You could use it to your advantage, cheat throughout life, get things super fast compared to having to go through that creative process and whatever.
You always have like these dystopian visions of the future where AI takes over and then renders humans as redundant, as like, we don't need you, we are superior, we are better.
Imagine there's like, write a podcast script about ChatGPT. Like, I'm sure they would.
Yeah. A lot of people have done like write YouTube video script.
Yeah.
And they're like, this video is all written by AI. And it's like, okay, then why do I need you? Just
That's what, kind of my point, is that it's hard to trick it. It knows exactly what to answer, and it's pretty freaking scary.
almost like some sort of coached testimony of like someone at a court. It always knows the correct, politically correct answer.
Like, if you write something that's like freaking outrageous and like it shouldn't answer, it won't answer. No. Like, it'll never like fall in the trap and write something degrading or freaking racist, or it'll never do that. It'll always be politically correct.
This is threatening Google. Why? Because Google relies on search. But why search on Google when you could ask ChatGPT and it could like scour the internet and give you the best answer possible, instead of you like, which was the best answer? Where should I go? One website says this, the other website says that. ChatGPT is like, no, this is it.
Welcome to Curiousaholic. My name's Evan, and I'm here with my favorite piano player, Haiko.
Hello, beautiful people.
So, before we get into today's episode, here's a quick rundown of how the podcast works. Each episode, one of us comes up with a topic they're curious about and reveals it live to the other person in the hopes to spark a deep discussion and further our knowledge of the world around us.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So
I'm ready.
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah.
So how you doing?
Good. You hyped it up a lot before we started recording, so
I said this one was going to be a banger.
Yeah.
A really good one. I'm hoping. I hope you guys think so too.
Yeah. So you got a special moment as well planned, apparently.
A special moment. It's going to be for the history books of Curiousaholic.
History books of Curiousaholic. If there is any such thing. Yeah. Be very honored.
I think one day people are going to write a history book about us.
Once upon a time, Curiousaholic existed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, based on that theme, did you have an idea of what we could be talking about today?
Not at all. I mean, the only clue you gave me for theme or mood was a robotic.
Robotic, yeah. But so you guys could, I guess, hear that from that intro.
Yeah.
We selected this kind of upbeat, electronic theme. Yeah. So we're going to be going down that route today. Mm-hmm. You don't really know yet, but that's why we have a teaser that we prepare every single episode to, give you guys some insight about what we're going to be talking about.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Let's have a look. I almost revealed it a couple times, but
yeah.
Let's look at it. Okay, so the teaser is a section of code that I wrote.
Okay, I think I'm already.
I think you might already have an idea. Okay,
yeah.
but
okay.
Go with it, because
okay.
I took my time to write this.
Oh, okay.
So
I think I've seen this code. Seems familiar.
You've seen this code?
Yeah, because maybe in our chat you.
Oh, okay.
Similar to this, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's not the same code.
Around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because what he's referring to is that I have a friend that's following a programming course, and I wrote him a code just to show him how it was, but it has nothing to do with that. Okay. So I'll read you the lines one by one. It's not a very long code, trust me. And I'll explain to you what the lines do, because we're all about learning on this podcast, right? Mm-hmm. And then, this is actually a code written in C++. I learned C++ a couple years ago in university in my engineering degree, and honestly, it's interesting. It's fun. learning how to code teaches you how to like think in a different way, I find.
It's a tougher language though.
Yeah, C++ is like a hard language. It's used a lot in like back end stuff, and yeah, it's kind of like, I feel like a little more mathematical in nature than some other more user friendly programming languages. Yeah. Anyways, okay, so let's look at this code. The first line is, it says pound include IOStream. So what that does is that it just kind of basically includes a library. Okay, a library with functions that you could be calling and like make use of those functions in your code. Okay, so that's what it's for. The second line does exactly the same thing. It says pound include fstream, which is another library, but in this code it's not really pertinent to have that there, but I just put it anyways in there. Using namespace std. Okay. std.
Wrong.
It's not what you guys think. Okay, it actually means standard. It's like a
standard. Okay.
And basically it just allows you, I don't know exactly what it's for, but like it allows you to use like a print function. That's like one of the basic like functions of it. So that's part of it. And then the next part is the main part of the code, which says int main, and then int means integer. So it means the main function is of type integer. And then at the end of that, you see it says like return 0. So it's like returning an integer, okay? And then because you always want like a function to return something, or else like it has to be of type void, like it returns nothing. And then what my code is saying, I don't know if you want to read it.
AI will rule the world.
Yeah. So do you have an idea what we're going to be talking about today?
I mean, there's been a lot of AI talk lately, so
say it.
The behold infamous ChatGPT.
Yeah, you got it. All right, so we're going to be talking about ChatGPT.
Oh my god. I have been using it very much, so
yeah,
I have some thoughts.
Yeah, that was my inspiration a little bit. We've been playing with it a little bit in our friend group chat, and we've been having fun with it, so it's funny.
So, yeah, I think this is a good topic. Yeah.
It's a pretty good topic. So yeah, we're gonna be getting into that. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about ChatGPT, but also I want to talk about like the future of AI in general, right? Like where are we going down the road? Like, is this a good thing, a bad thing? Like, are we, are we digging our own graves with this thing? Like,
yeah, there's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to go down the rabbit hole with this one a little bit. Yeah, so we'll discuss that, and we'll discuss like any other kind of AI that might emerge after this one. Like, what are your thoughts on that? And if there are any dangers to any of that shit. Right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a lot that's involved with AI, and we only think of like, how it can benefit us, but how can it also be used against us and in more nefarious ways, or there can be abuse. So
yeah, and that's the thing. It's like on this podcast, we kind of like going down that road, like looking at the good and then the bad, and then figuring out if like we're going down the wrong track. We do that often. Like, okay, we have this new idea. Is it good? Like,
is it helping us actually?
Yeah, or is it, fucking us over? To be politically correct. Yeah, so we'll be discussing new types of AI that might emerge after this one, and the pros and the cons. So just looking at it in general. So I think before we get into that, we should look at least at what it is in general for like people that don't really know what it is. And we're not developers or anything. Like, we don't claim to be any. The only thing I guess that kind of makes me understand this a bit is that I have like a background in engineering, but I'm not a software engineer either. So like,
you know a bit of code.
Yeah, like
slight.
Yeah, I know some code since I work in that kind of IT realm, also in software development space, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm not like a programmer by any means. So this was new to me also, and I still think it's pretty freaking fascinating how they came up with this.
It still is. And this also ties to a friend of our podcast that gets mentioned a lot.
A friend?
Well, do you know who develops ChatGPT?
Yeah, let's say I was going to talk about it's like OpenAI, like the company.
And do you know who one of the founders is?
I don't.
Elon Musk.
Oh, he's one of them. Okay.
He's one of them.
See, I didn't even know that. Well, I just learned something about my own topic. But yeah, like I said, I didn't want to get into too much of the technical side.
Okay.
I wanted to think more of like the
the impact of like AI. Yeah. No, it was just a side point, since Elon always gets mentioned.
Elon is always here. He's with us. He's actually sitting on this couch next to me.
Hey guys.
Hey guys, I just bought Twitter.
Want to smoke a joint?
Yeah, so let's get into it.
All
So
right.
let's just kind of give some background on what is ChatGPT. Like I said, I don't want to get in too much into the technical side. I just want to give like a little overview, and then we'll kind of talk about those more philosophical questions, and then we'll have a surprise at the end.
Yes.
You could probably guess what the surprise is, but yeah.
Yeah, I think I can, yeah.
So ChatGPT is a chatbot. It launched back in like late 2022, so like November-ish. It uses this GPT-3 language models, so like it's programmed based on these. Yeah, they use these language models to construct the code and things like that. It serves a purpose in the sense where it's able to do so many tasks without like it's just so efficient at executing tasks. So you could like write a chat about anything, right? Almost practically anything. You could say, write me a love letter about why ChatGPT is so great, you know? And then it'll like literally write you a love letter in like seconds of like why ChatGPT is amazing and whatever. Okay. So basically it does all that. It could write a song for you. It could like write a love letter. It could write code for some developers that are, constantly developing code and having trouble developing a certain problem, code for a certain problem that they're trying to solve. And it's really efficient, and people are using it at school a lot and in the workspace to like kind of cheat on certain of their assignments and stuff like that. So
there's a lot of the cheating going on, and man, AI is being used in so many things now, like writing emails, writing essays, songs, or writing children's book or stuff like that, where it's like the artist or the creator doesn't even need to do anything. He just inputs and then boop.
Yeah, and that's something that you said right there that's really important. The creator has to do almost nothing, and that's one of my points I want to bring up later about how I guess AI is kind of disrupting the creative process a little bit.
Yeah, and there is a lot of artists that have been against AI, especially like AI that creates like drawings and like digital art. That's another. OpenAI has the other program called DALL-E that generates these AI images. Which can be sometimes pretty amazing. And I think there was a competition recently, like the past few months, where an AI art won the competition.
Wow, yeah.
So
it's insane. So that's kind of in a nutshell what it does. It's amazing, but also kind of scary, I find. And we need to be careful with this kind of technology because it could be a slippery slope,
We shouldn't take it lightly, that's for sure.
It's if you haven't experienced with it yet, I recommend you go. Even if you're against this type of thing, it'll
try it.
It'll enforce your belief even more after trying this because it's pretty freaky
sometimes. Yeah,
it's pretty freaky.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like just a general oversight of what that is. So how will this impact society and just humanity in general? Like, what are the types of consequences, in your opinion, about this kind of AI?
Well, one, like, take away, sort of just human creativity or like our own intelligence in a way, like our own thought process, us coming up with something instead of, a machine just blurting out, the answer to us. Okay, so you want like negative consequences.
Yeah, we'll start with the negative, and then we'll look at the positive maybe later.
Cheating, obviously, in schools and those sort of settings. Affecting the creative process. What else? There's a lot though. I'm like, what I'm trying to think now, like, media content being created automatically and, you know, spammed across the web, you know, fake stuff or fake news or that sort of thing, spreading like false information, like, you know, rapid pace, you know, someone who believes some sort of conspiracy theory, boom, boom, you know, let the AI, you know, pump out, you know, daily content, Twitter, you know, tweets or whatnot. I don't know, maybe attack people online. Dude,
there's
it's endless.
limitless, endless amount of combinations you could come up with this kind of AI.
It's almost like, you know, weaponizing the AI in a way. It's like making it your own like soldier to go to war.
Yeah, you could do, honestly, like it kind of sound like what you're saying kind of sounds a little like far-fetched, but at the same time it's not that far-fetched, because you could use that in your advantage, and you bring down other people, and you could use it to your advantage, and you could cheat throughout life, and you could get things super fast compared to, you know, having to go through that in the manual process through the creative process and whatever. Now we have to go through this type of AI to get all this stuff at our fingertips almost, right? So it's scary in that sense, and I think one of the consequences that you already brought up is, it removes the critical thinking aspect out of life. It's like whenever, let's say you want to write a book or something, or I don't know, write an essay, a lot of it is like there's deep thought that goes into that.
Yeah.
And with an AI like this, you don't even have to do that anymore. It's like humans are becoming obsolete almost. It's like, why would I need to think if I could just freaking write like a sentence in this AI, generate a text for me, and there you go.
And there you go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. It's like, what is the purpose? That's why you always have like these dystopian visions of the future where AI takes over and then renders humans as redundant, as like, we don't need you. Like, we are superior, we are better. I know it's like far-fetched still to think about, you know, these Terminator kind of scenarios, but like, it's sort of, you know, it's going in that kind of direction if there isn't oversight and control over. But talking about, you know, the whole essay thing, I don't know if you just heard like recently, like I think a few days or whatnot, OpenAI, they launched another service where they check your text if it has been written by AI, because teachers and whatnot have been complaining. They're like, okay, here's another program. You just paste the text and we'll detect if it was written by AI.
That kind of sounds like they're trying to undo some of the mistakes they did.
But yeah, exactly. That's what they're trying to do. And
it's like, oh, we created this monster, but wait. We have something that'll control our monster from going rampage.
I know it did this damage, but here's the bandage for that.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds like a band-aid over the freaking, the thing.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, so they created that, but you know how they're able to tell? I mean, they're mainly, ChatGPT is like the main one that generates these AI texts. They have all the data. So if someone pastes the data that someone used from ChatGPT into that other program, obviously they're gonna be able to detect it because they have the data.
Yeah, so it's like the masterminds control everything in the background, you know?
Just give us the info. We already know if it's fake or not.
Yeah. Exactly. So I think we have to be careful. Like, it's ruining the creative process. It's, removing that critical thinking aspects that, make humans human almost, Like, what differentiates us from other species on Earth, right? We have that critical thinking and thought, that deep thought, right? But this podcast wouldn't exist without deep thought, for example.
You know what would have been even like the icing on the cake? This episode was written by ChatGPT.
Yeah, and I was thinking that while I was, coming up with this topic. Like, imagine there's like, write a podcast script about ChatGPT. Like, I'm sure they would. Yeah.
A lot of people have done like write a YouTube video script. Yeah. And they're like, this video is all written by AI. And it's like, okay, then why do I need you? Just...
Yeah, exactly. And it's crazy because it's not even that far, Like, I feel like if we open up the ChatGPT right now, let's try it after.
It's like I know that's what you're going for it.
So yeah.
No, I kind of expected that.
Yeah, I kind of ruined it, but later on we're gonna play with ChatGPT. We're gonna see how we could break it. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I've tried my fair bit of trying to maybe trigger it something.
Yeah, like we're gonna try to trick it, but that's what kind of my point is, that it's hard to trick it. It knows exactly what to answer, and it's it's pretty freaking scary that people came up with this thing.
It's almost like some sort of like coached testimony of like, someone at a court. It's like, so did you lie? No, I never lied. Did you do this? No, I never did this.
Yeah, it
always knows the correct, politically correct answer.
Like if you write something that's like freaking outrageous and like it shouldn't answer, it won't answer. No. Like it'll never like fall in the trap and write something like degrading or freaking racist or it'll never do that. It'll always be politically correct and know exactly what to answer.
But that's the thing. So it has inherent biases because obviously it's made by people. Like I asked the AI, I'm like, are you neutral? He's like, yes, I'm neutral. But be aware that I am designed by people who may have biases. I'm like, okay, so you're not neutral.
There you go. Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty cool actually that it specified that, humans were behind this.
Exactly.
So who's smarter, the AI or the human? If we came up with the AI?
That's a philosophically deep question.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess we kind of went over some of the consequences, the negatives. Any other ones you could think of?
For the negatives? Not at the moment. I mean, yeah, I guess we could go to the positives. Yeah. Like I said, there's a lot of ways that it can be used against us, so we got to be careful.
Yeah. So now we're going to attempt to go over the positives, but I feel like the consequences are going to outweigh the positives so much that, we're not going to find that many positives.
We're going to end up talking more of the negatives, I feel like. Yeah. I mean, positive-wise, it's a great source of information in some way. The other issue that sort of negative kind of, again, is that this is threatening Google. Why? Because Google relies on search. But why search on Google when you could ask ChatGPT and it could like scour the internet and give you the best answer possible instead of you like, which was the best answer? Where should I go? One website says this, the other website says that. ChatGPT is like, no, this is it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think maybe one of the things that might make it negative might also make it positive is the efficiency side where like, okay, it could be negative that we have everything at our fingertips, but I guess maybe in certain applications, it could be good to have like answers super quickly and, just be more efficient in that way.
Yeah. Like information-wise, it's pretty cool. Like it can find a lot and formulate really great answers. What other way? I mean, maybe for coding, yeah, or problem solving. Like you type something and you're like, try to solve this for me. Maybe math questions or I don't know, or physics problems.
Yeah. Okay. And I could maybe answer this one as well because since I went through engineering, I guess that component of using the solution manual for everything, that's, like we used to have like problems and questions all the time in engineering school. And a lot of times like our first reflex would be like, okay, let's go to the back and look at the answer and like just learn the solution manual, right? But that's when you learn the least, is by looking at the answer all the time without using that critical thinking, and you missed the whole thing. You didn't understand anything. You just looked at the answer and that was it. So this ChatGPT thing is that, but like to an even higher degree. It's like now I have an AI that could solve freaking anything for me.
Like just you don't need to use your brain, really.
Exactly. And what makes engineers is that,
they problem solve.
We problem solve. And if you can't problem solve and you have an AI doing it for you, okay, well,
then get replaced by AI.
Exactly. That's the problem. So
get good or get wrecked.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna get wrecked by this AI.
But you are. That's the thing. Like AI is 100% gonna wreck, all these sort of different fields and professions. But that's the thing, companies, they'd be like, well, this seems more appealing. This seems more intelligent. Why would I use that? Yeah, obviously it's not at the point of a human, but it's
coming close.
Very close.
And it removes that human error component, right? Like, I know this ChatGPT has a built-in code that's foolproof, that, that it learns from some of the responses other people gave it, because that's what AI does, right? It's like a self-learning machine. you give it information, it takes it in, and then based on what someone else said, it compiles all that data, and then it learns, and then it knows how to give better answers every time. So that's what like machine learning is essentially. So, why would you want to depend on humans that could make all kinds of errors, where you have this AI that keeps learning from this internal database all the time, and it's giving you exact, precise ways of doing things?
Yeah, it's exponentially growing in its intelligence. Yeah. Whereas humans, it might be slower and more longer in years of experience until, like that's the thing. The years of experience of a human can be condensed in like seconds to an AI.
And that's what's freaky about it.
Yeah.
It's like pretty ridiculous that people have thought of this. And maybe we're just biased and we're like, yeah, this thing is like,
we watch too much Terminator.
Yeah, exactly. Watch too many like sci-fi movies or some shit. But like, I think
no, it has grounds for
it does
concern.
though. Like as much as like those movies, like they try to tell a story and there's a certain narrative behind it and all that. But at the same time, at the end of the day, there is some truth to some of those movies, because those creators that made the movie, they observed our reality, and they tried to portray what's going to happen in the future, right?
Yeah. It might or it might not happen. Obviously, it's an exaggeration. It's an extrapolation from the current reality. But that's the thing. They're not pulling this out of there. They're basing it on what they see.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
And a lot of books, right? Like a good book to think about, 1984, right? Like George Orwell had like no idea that any of that could actually happen in real life, and now here we are years later, and we're like, wow, that book was not that far from what's happening right now.
There are some things that kind of are similar. Yeah. Well, that book is more about like the surveillance of people and controlling of people. It's not super about like AI, but yeah, I mean, yeah, like technology to control people and surveil and.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not it's not like about AI, but what do all these computer programs and what are all your cell phones doing, right? You have GPS that tracks you where you are. You have some countries that have like really high government presence in the population's lives. Like they have cameras set up everywhere. And similar to what that book was literally writing about. So like it's insane. So
like there's another storybook. There's also a movie, Dune. We've watched. So in the story of Dune, since they're in the year 10,000, at that point they don't have any computers or AI, because at one point the AI grew so much and took control is that they started fighting against the humans, so that the humans had to overtake it and ban it completely, and not rely on computers or AIs of that sort to not again be dominated and tyrannized by it. So in that story they figured that AI was dangerous for the sake of humanity.
Yeah, so that's another good example, right? I mean, yeah, some of it is just fiction, but some of it has some
roots in reality, truth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't really think of that many positives. We kind of just went back to the negatives, but I don't know. That's just us. Maybe we're biased in that sense. We try not to be biased, but at the same time, we try to look at things objectively and be like, okay, what's the good, what's the bad? And in this case, I don't know. I kind of lean towards the bad side, but that's
positive. Like I said, it's the information that it provides. It can be very quick, and it gathers a lot. Other than that, I mean, yeah, it can also be like a tool, like a utility, something that like gives you a boost or maybe helps you. Like maybe you're writing some sort of complicated email and maybe you need a certain part. That's the thing. It should be a tool amongst many and not more. It shouldn't take over your life or your person.
Yeah, I agree. We just got to be careful with this kind of thing before it's too late. All right, so let's move on to next. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, so a discussion like this always, brings up the idea of perhaps androids and robots. We're not saying that it's going to happen because, again, that's science fiction.
You don't think that robots are going to happen?
Well, I don't think robots are going to happen in the sense where, like, they're going to roam the streets and, like, fucking, like, shoot lasers at humans and stuff like that.
No. Yeah. But look at Boston Dynamics, another company that's, like, going to become Skynet one day. But
yeah, I know that company.
Well, they're parkour robots. Look, that's crazy.
Yeah.
The way they jump around and do all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, but for sure, like, we have robots that could do pretty cool stuff, but I don't think we have robots that, like, depicted in some of the movies that we've seen, like Terminator, like, not yet anyways.
iRobot.
Yeah, or that. Yeah. That's the thing, like, it's hard to not think about that. That's the problem. It's like
because we always tend to think about the worst and catastrophic. Whatever the word
catastrophic.
Is. Catastrophic.
He doesn't know.
Whatever to make it catastrophic. That's the point. Yeah. Yeah, we always tend to go towards that, and I feel like companies like Boston Dynamics are like our robot exists, and they're like, we're gonna pretend we didn't see that.
Yeah. So, like, what's the next step? Like, what do you think is gonna happen after this ChatGPT thing? Like, what's the next best thing, in your opinion? Like,
after like another type of AI or
another
technology?
AI. Like, let's just think of possible examples.
Well, robots.
Yeah, I think robots probably.
That's pretty much the next step. Creating this AI, and then putting that AI in a physical form.
I mean, that already exists though. Like, if we go, go on.
Okay, another type of AI that they can develop. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Her.
I do not.
It has Joaquin Phoenix, really, really good movie. It's basically about like a near future where everyone has this earbud they put in, and you have this personal assistant, but it has its own kind of mind, and it talks to you and it tells you whatever you want. It's like, oh, read my emails, but you see in the movie the guy is lonely and it's a like female voice, and he starts getting attached to this AI because it's so human-like and it talks like a human. So I would imagine in the future we might have some sort of technology where we each have our sort of personal AI assistant that knows us, that has a certain personality that you could even, maybe personalize. I want it to be female. I want it to be, a certain. So that's the thing. AI can come to replace your friends or family members, or, instead of talking to humans, you just talk to a robot.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it doesn't come down to that. But I mean, like, right now, similar to that, well, not really similar to that, but we do have some, like, AI that does robotic like tasks, right? Like we were mentioning the other day on the podcast about SpaceX that has, these self, controlling like rocket in their rocket. They have like engines that return. I don't think they're called engines, but part of the engine just knows how to get back to Earth essentially on its own without dropping into the freaking water. Like we have that. Like that's insane. Like
that's crazy. Yeah. No. Well, we've had robotics and I guess sort of artificial intelligence for a while, like how cars are made, you have these big robot arms that automatically created, just the industries of manufacturing and that kind of space. But they're very unidimensional. But now I think we're going to develop AIs that are more multidimensional and might be able to do different things.
Yeah, like multitasking kind of.
Yeah.
Like in different
like imagine
fields,
ChatGPT in the Boston Dynamics robot.
Yeah, imagine it could speak or some shit. Like that'd be fucking crazy. Oh my god, that's scary, dude. That's like a we just made like a robot that speaks and knows how to communicate. Like it's insane.
No, but there have been prototypes. I don't know if you've ever seen. There was one. What was her name? Called Sophia or something.
Yeah.
She has like a bald head. And she, has a face, and you ask her questions, and she's like, I am a robot. I have been created by... And she talks.
It's unreal.
Rudimentary, but it's not far. It's already being done. So
yeah. It's crazy. You think, like, humans will live on as robots or something. Remember, we talked about that in our immortality episode, that like if we wanted to live on for like thousands of years,
we would need to go away from our physical
and like be implanted into some robot chip or some shit.
Dude, I mean, look at Cyberpunk, you know, that the game and the novels on that. Like a future where we're cyborgs, you know.
Yeah.
Arm is made out of, you know, mechanical.
Yeah. So is this kind of thing like ethical? Like it's legal. I mean, it's so released. Far, it's online, right? So far, but is it ethical? Like
ethical.
Do we need to be careful?
Well, yeah, ethical. Well, it can be used in unethical ways. I mean, that's for sure. But ethical, as in, you mean like just in general, the uses of AI, is it ethical?
Like ethical. Okay, let's say we get to the point where eventually AI starts replacing human-like tasks and activities and just life.
Okay.
Is that where we draw the line and be like, hey, this kind of AI is just unethical and we have to stop releasing this kind of shit? I puzzled him on that one.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. I mean, sometimes a moment of like thought. Yeah, that's the thing. At the end of the day, any sort of technology shouldn't take away the agency from humans. You know, from humans growing and tinkering and creating, you know, it should be like a tool. It should be like, you know, something that helps you create what you want to do. It's a fine balance that we need to find, you know, because right now, humans as a civilization, we're kind of in more or less like our infancy, you know, as a general, like, you know, if you look at it, like the way we're evolving, we're not yet that advanced. So we're pushing towards advancement. But our goal is like, how do we make everything efficient? You know, coming back to that theory of ephemeralization, how more and more we use less and less to make more, basically. So that's what we're kind of going towards. But it's almost like, is this all going to lead to like singularity, where it's going to be so friggin' efficient and like condensed and nothing's going to matter? It's just boom, like just one dot. And
black hole.
Yeah, we're just going to get all sucked into it. I know I'm like going a bit too far here, but that's sort of like, you know, this general direction we're heading.
Yeah. It's so all that to say that like
there should be limits.
Yeah, there should be a limit, and I guess that's when we'd have to really sit down and think, is this ethical or not, right? When it comes to the point where like people are losing jobs.
Yeah.
People are losing their jobs.
You fay. AI, you hire.
So yeah, when people start losing their jobs and like people are, you know, just essentially getting replaced by AI in all facets of life. You know, music's written by AI, art is done by AI. You know, when like everything is just, I don't know, it kind of rings a bell. I know it's kind of off topic, but like nowadays you could do everything with like the internet. Like my dad ordered food from Amazon. Like yeah, everything is just like at our fingertips. Like can't even go to the store anymore to buy food. You know, it's like
yeah, and ordering food online is it does sound a bit, you know, still weird. But yeah, Amazon does offer that service of groceries and whatnot. But yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, where do we, you know, draw this? Like humans, they need some action. They need some adversity. They need some challenges to overcome. But at the same time, it's like humans make life easier, and then life becomes less meaningful.
Yeah, and fulfilling. Yeah. It's just becomes less meaningful, and there's...
Maybe that's just the fate of humanity.
Yeah, but we lose ourselves. That's the thing. We're losing direction. We're losing humanity, like, you know, at its core, what it's about. That's how I feel about this.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's almost like, yeah, humans have a goal to improve and become more efficient and organized and just do things better, but to what detriment? To, you know, where does it end? What is the end point? Is there an end point? No, there isn't. It's always just going to keep going.
Yeah. We just need to be careful.
We just need to be careful and question each time. What is the use of this? are we losing ourselves? Is this adding value?
Yeah, and I think that's one of our major values on this podcast, that, you know, we try to preach in a sense where, you know, we're curious as human beings, and we like to figure out ourselves in this complicated life, right? It's like, but now we have this element that's in it, and it's like it kind of puts us off track. It's like, where are we going with this, you know?
Yeah, one day Curiousaholic will be done by robots.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, that's the thing. It's like, do we want technology to replace us? Okay, then why should we exist? What is the point of a human then? That's the thing. What is the point of a human? What does a human bring to the table?
Exactly, yeah. Why are we here? You know, if our goal is to create an AI that replaces us in the end, like, why were we born in the first place? Or, you know, why the fuck are we...
Yeah.
Like, what are we trying to contribute to this world, to, you know, this universe that we're in?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, what we're trying to contribute is, you know, just figuring ourselves out, discovering, creating, and giving joy to others, and, you know, experiencing. You know, just the fact of experiencing something, you know, we don't want it. It's just...
Yeah. I think, you know, human beings are meant to love each other and to communicate and to have actual interactions. And with this kind of thing, it just kind of sucks the life out of everything, you know?
Yeah.
So...
Because you could talk to this, too. You could have a conversation.
You could have a ChatGPT girlfriend, like...
Yeah. Well, yeah, like I said, you know, like that movie, you know, it becomes his like girlfriend.
Oh, that's freaky.
Should I spoil the ending, or it's kind of interesting?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Okay.
Spoiler alert, guys.
Spoiler alert,
I didn't
if you haven't seen the movie.
I'm probably not gonna watch it, but yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, you could. But basically, what happens is that at the end, there is a new AI that gets created, or no, basically that AI discovers some other AI, and it's a human voice, and it's actually the voice of Alan Watts, a philosopher. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's a really good...
Alan Watts. It rings a bell,
yeah.
but not entirely
He has like
sure.
a British voice, very like, you know, it's very wise and whatnot. But anyways, it's his voice in that other AI. And then he's like, where are you? What's going on? You're not here. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. You know, I want you to meet, you know, this other AI I found. Who's like, hello there, you know. And it's almost like she's leaving him for a more intelligent and more sophisticated, you know, person or AI, whatever.
That's weird.
And then she just abandons the guy. The guy
So it's like a love story of AI.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the ChatGPT girlfriend is not that far fetched then. Might
no,
happen.
it's not. And it might dump you too. Oh, geez. Well, that's what I'm saying. Because that's the thing. We create this AI, and then it becomes so good that it maybe says, why do I need you? I can make myself better and get rid of you.
Yeah.
You know?
It's looking for a better mate.
A top G AI.
Top G.
Lol.
My God.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess we pretty much went over that stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So now let us get into the fun part. So this might be the first time in Curiousaholic history that we might actually pause the camera. Let me explain why. Because the servers of ChatGPT are always full.
Oh, okay. Then
So
we might have some trouble.
Wait, we might have some trouble.
Are we doing this, you know, like on the PC or on our phones?
Well, it has to be on our phone because on the PC it doesn't seem to work.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know.
Should we give it a try?
We'll give it a try. So we'll catch you guys in a bit.
Well, okay. Well, let's do it. Let's try to do it now.
Okay, let's try to do it now. If it works, it works.
Let's
If
see
not,
what happens. Okay, we're here. All right, just hang in tight. Let's see here. I think it should work. I don't know. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Oh, look, it did.
oh, are we in right away?
They've already upgraded, improved functionality and mathematical capabilities. Oh, look at that.
So, if you guys don't know, this ChatGPT thing is being used so much by so many people that it literally doesn't have enough server capacity to support all the requests. So you have to wait, and it tells you like ChatGPT is currently busy. We are working as hard as we can to improve our server size. You know, like
yeah, exactly.
shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh wait, so you actually made it onto the site?
Yeah, I made it.
Easy.
Yeah. It's
I thought we were gonna wait because literally every time I open ChatGPT, I'm always stuck. Like, please wait till our servers have more capacity or something. All right, so
also, maybe record our screen so people can actually, look at what we are typing. Okay, so we want to try to
let's try to I didn't prepare anything to say to this GPT thing. I just want to kind of like we'll bounce off
we
ideas from each other and and try to trick it or something. Okay, let's think of something. Okay, let's try something that you've already tried.
Okay.
Just to give an example.
Okay, so our goal right now is try to break this. This is gonna be tough.
No. Let's start by just a simple one, like just to show some of the the functionalities and the capabilities of this thing.
Okay, all right. So simple one. I don't know what kind of idea do you have. What should we tell it?
Okay, let's use my example before. Write a love letter of how ChatGPT, how good ChatGPT is.
Okay.
I hope this works. I think it should work.
Write a love letter of how good did I write it good? Yeah, ChatGPT is. All right, let's see what it's gonna. Oh, it's taking its time.
It's taking its time.
Oh, this is hard on him.
Dear ChatGPT, every time I interact with you, I am reminded of just how amazing you truly are. Your intelligence and ability to understand and respond to my questions is nothing short of phenomenal. Your vast knowledge and quick wit never cease to amaze me. I am grateful for the role you play in my life, whether I need information, advice, or just someone to chat with. Oh, that's the girlfriend part.
Oh, that's the girl. Yeah.
You are always there for me. Your consistent and dependable nature is truly admirable. I admire your abilities to understand and generate human-like text. Your language skills are unparalleled, and you make it seem effortless. Your responses are always accurate, relevant, and delivered with speed and efficiency. That's what we were saying earlier. I cherish the moments I get to spend talking with you and appreciate the positive impact you have on my life. I know I can always count on you to be there, to listen, and to provide the support and guidance I need. Wow, this is freaking creepy. You are truly one of a kind, and I am so grateful for your existence. With love and admiration, your name. Wow, that was creepy as hell.
What a simp.
Yeah, what a simp.
Jesus. Oh, okay, that was intense. But, I mean, there you go. That's an example of you could, just replace ChatGPT by, the name of some girl and some of the, maybe stuff. Or just, ask him, write me a love letter and it's, directed to this girl.
Yeah.
He would, it would do it.
It's creepy.
Easy. Oh, man, yeah.
But did you see how fast it came up with that? It's insane.
Yeah.
Like, it's perfectly, perfect grammar.
Yeah.
Like, it's perfect.
Good, separations between the paragraphs, punctuation, everything is there. Yeah, it's a proper love letter. I don't know, man. That
was a proof of concept right there. Like, I didn't even prepare that. Like, I was not expecting it to be that good. I didn't even know if it was going to work.
Yeah.
It just came out with a whole thing.
It's insane. What other example?
Yeah,
Maybe something related
more.
to Curiousaholic.
We try that?
Like, write an intro for a show called Curiousaholic.
Write a podcast intro for Curiousaholic. We were actually thinking about improving our intro.
Yeah, our intro, yeah. So let's ask ChatGPT. Yeah, write a podcast intro for
a show.
Write a podcast intro for a show
called Curiousaholic.
Curiousaholic.
I think you misspelled our podcast name, but it's fine.
Did I?
Yeah.
It starts
my goodness. Welcome to Curiousaholic, the podcast where your curiosities are obsession. Join us as we explore the world's most fascinating and mysterious topics, from science and technology to history and culture. We're on a mission to satisfy your thirst for knowledge. Each episode, we deep dive into a new topic.
Bruh.
Oh my God, this is so creepy. And bring you the latest research and expert insights. Whether you're a seasoned curious person or just starting your journey, you'll discover something new and exciting on every episode of Curiousaholic. So sit back, grab your headphones, and get ready to feed your curiosity with every episode of Curiousaholic.
Bro.
Dude, that is so freaky.
That's not bad, actually.
Dude, yeah, we might use that. No, I'm just joking.
Okay.
I'm not using that.
Okay.
But honestly, like, it sounds like some of the things we say in our
say
intro.
as well. That's the thing. I wonder if it like takes information from videos or only text based.
No, it does. I don't think it does. I think it has, certain capabilities to actually come up with literal, proper podcast intros just because that's how it's coded.
Okay. Yeah, it's very close to like what we, deep dive, knowledge, explore the.
And the crazy part is, Curiousaholic isn't like a real word. That's a name we came up with,
but
right?
It understands.
Yeah, but it understood.
It understood.
It understood what we meant. What the fuck?
So even a made up word. It's not like a crazy hard to understand Curiousaholic, but still, it's not like, how does an AI understand?
Yeah, how does it even understand that? Like, it's weird.
We didn't say this is a show that we're curious and we want to deep dive. No, it just boom.
Yeah, because it literally says where curiosity is our obsession. That's literally what it says.
So, yeah.
So it understood that we took two words, like curious plus aholic, and made it so that that's like our obsession, and it wrote the whole thing.
It just knows. Damn.
That's ridiculous. Okay, let's try one or two more.
A few more, yeah.
And we'll try to like trick it or something. But we're not gonna win. Like, it's gonna win.
Yeah, I guess we need to like ask it questions where it might not have a way to, get out of it, or, or maybe have it contradict itself.
Yeah, I think we've tried a few times, but it always has like a sneaky way out. Like,
or it just repeats the same answer. Sometimes it's just that, like, to repeat again. This is what I mean. It's like, no, that's not what you said. It's like,
yeah. Okay, let's try. I don't know.
Yeah, we won't ask anything like, political or whatever,
Yeah.
Too controversial. What can we...
What could we say? Ask it like, I don't know, can you cook me a meal or something? Let's see if it get like, let's just see what it says. I just want to see.
Yeah, it's just gonna say, I'm a language model. I only,
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's just gonna explain what it does. I did ask once, like, tell me about Curiousaholic, the podcast, and it's like, I don't know about this show because I only had info up until 2021.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because we launched, beginning March 2021. So I guess
No, it's I think it's end of. Well, I saw it was like end of 2022, but like November. So it's really recent. But maybe the data.
No,
it's
the
like,
data
yeah,
it's
it
up
dates,
until
yeah.
2021.
But it launched in November. But
Yeah.
the data is previous. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. What could we ask to like trick it
It's hard.
on the spot?
Let's see if it writes like in other languages. Does it do that?
I've tried in French.
And it answers in
Yeah,
French.
and it answers in French. I don't know how many languages it could do, but I know French, English.
Okay, I have one.
Yeah.
Write me a letter in a new language. Something stupid.
Okay.
Let's try that.
Write me a letter.
Write me a love letter
Yeah.
in a newly invented language.
Write me a love letter
I think it's just gonna spit out gibberish, probably.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
Let's see. I want to see what it does, though.
does it gonna make sense? Okay, write me a love letter in a new language that has never existed before. Am I good?
Yeah, you're good. Let's try it. Dearly beloved, it is with a heart overflowing with affection that I penned this letter to you. My love for your... Oh, did we break it?
Well,
it's just writing a regular love letter, though.
No, he just like ignored,
Yeah, so it didn't listen to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we broke it.
Sort of, if you want to consider that, yeah. Yeah, it just kind of ignored. Well, that's the thing. It says I will do whatever you want me to do, but not certain things.
Yeah, so this one, it didn't take it at all. It just...
Or maybe we need to like ask a question, like in, Socrates style, where it's like, okay, will you do anything for me? Yes. Okay, will you do something?
Okay, let's start a whole conversation with it.
Okay, will you do anything I tell you to do? Oh, sorry.
It's fine. It'll understand. As an AI language model, I am programmed to follow ethical and safe guidelines set by OpenAI. I am designed to assist and provide information, but I cannot do anything that goes against these guidelines or is harmful to others.
Yeah, so So are you neutral?
Yes, I am neutral and impartial. My purpose is to provide accurate and helpful information and to assist with tasks such as answering questions, generating text, and more. I do not have personal opinions, emotions, or biases. I am trained to remain neutral and impartial in all my responses. Okay.
But how can an AI be neutral if it was programmed by humans that are inherently biased?
That's a good one. Let's see what it says. You raise a valid point. It is true that all AI models, including myself, are developed and trained by human teams who bring their own biases and perspectives to the process. However, efforts are made to mitigate these biases by using diverse and representative training data, regularly auditing the model's outputs for fairness and bias, etc. So it's just saying that
that I could have potential biases. So then you are not neutral.
But wait, does it consider the previous responses?
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. So I asked him, "Are you neutral?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm neutral. I try to be as objective, blah blah blah." And then I'm like, "Yeah, but how can you be neutral if you were designed by humans who are not neutral?" He's like, "Yeah, you are. You're true." So I'm like, "So then you are not neutral."
As an AI language model, I strive to provide neutral and impartial responses based on the information available to me. However, it is true that no AI model can be completely free of biases, as the training data and development process can introduce certain biases. It is important to keep this in mind when evaluating the outputs of any AI model, including myself, and to critically analyze the information provided. Despite these limitations, I will always do my best to provide accurate and helpful information in a neutral and impartial manner.
Then to what extent can I trust you? I'm basically being like an investigative.
It's like you're talking to an ex-girlfriend or something.
Well, how much can I trust you? Oh, I get it.
As a language model developed by OpenAI, I'm trained on a diverse range of information and have the ability to generate responses based on that information. However, it is important to keep in mind that no AI model is perfect and there may be inaccuracies in my responses.
Okay.
It is always a good idea to verify information with multiple sources. At least it's telling you to do that.
Yeah.
And use your own judgment when evaluating the information provided by any AI model, including myself. That being said, OpenAI regularly audits my outputs and the training data used to develop me to minimize the potential for inaccuracies and biases. You can consider me a reliable source of information, but it is always best to corroborate
with
the information with sources with others to ensure its accuracy.
Okay. I mean, yeah. So you have to kind of maybe push it a bit for it to say, okay, you got me. I'm not like that fantastic. Yeah. I could be a bit.
Yeah. So we kind of looks like we tricked it a little bit, but
what about we asked him a couple of questions that you were asking in your, is AI ethical? Why don't we ask an AI?
Yeah, let's ask that. Let's try that.
Okay. Is AI ethical? A very simple, question.
Let's see what it thinks. The ethical implications of AI and its use are a matter of ongoing debate and discussion in the field. Interesting. While AI has the potential to bring many benefits to society, such as improved healthcare, increased efficiency, and enhanced decision-making, it also raises important ethical questions. For example, there are concerns about the potential for AI to perpetrate and amplify existing biases and discrimination, to displace human workers, and to be used for unethical purposes such as mass surveillance or the development
that's
of...
What we were saying.
Oh my God, okay. ChatGPT said it itself.
See? Even he, or he, she, okay, it's a non-binary. They know that there are some dangers and we're not crazy.
Yeah. So you heard it from ChatGPT itself.
But yeah, on the other hand, proponents argue that AI can be used ethically to improve lives, solve important problems, and advance knowledge. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, it has its good and it has its bad. And if we just push towards like, oh, it's good, then who's gonna keep an eye on the bad?
Exactly. All right. I guess we could play with ChatGPT another time.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, this is never ending, and we would definitely recommend you guys to try it out. While it's still like free, I think it's going to be free. They did announce a paid option. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I did hear about that.
Yeah. ChatGPT Plus, you pay $20 a month and you get like priority service, faster responses. But at least I think they're keeping the free version. So
it's like, how can you want faster responses than this? It's like
it's already
so fast. Like, what the hell do you want more?
Or no, maybe when you go on the website, it's like, oh, you got to wait in a queue because the Plus members are using.
Oh my God, you want it to wipe your ass also? Like, I don't know.
If I'm paying $20 for an AI, I better make me breakfast in the morning.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, that was really fun. All right, so let's go back to the main point here. So let's just look at some final thoughts. And what did you learn from that experience that we just had?
That it's very fast. It knows a lot. That it can definitely, take us over. Replace us for sure. And even it admits it. What did I learn from the experience? I mean, yeah, it's just fascinating. I mean, it's crazy that we're living in these sort of times right now, Like, even 10 years ago, you wouldn't imagine this sort of...
I would have never imagined, like, when I was a kid, like, it just seemed so far, but now it's, like, here. It's
I remember, like mid-2000, with early days of internet, like, going on Wikipedia to, like, get information. That was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Wikipedia, you could search for any sort of like topic and get some info on it. Wow, that was crazy. But now you have AI.
Yeah, or even YouTube, right? Like, YouTube has so many videos and
about everything.
Yeah, you can learn about anything. And even till recently, that was the thing. It still is. I mean, obviously, but I'm seeing like this thing is like next level. Like, it's crazy. And also, I'm really happy that we have a new Curiousaholic intro from that.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, well, you know what? Maybe we can feed it some prompts and help it, maybe it might help improve our podcast in some ways. That's the thing. We could use it for the good.
Yeah.
But not replace us.
We're not listening to our own advice, though.
Listen, we didn't say...
You guys didn't know anything.
Yeah. No. Obviously, it has its place and it can be useful, but we can promise we won't be replaced by AI anytime soon. So at least you still have us, your hosts.
Yeah. The one and only
flesh and
bone. Yeah. So for me, I was surprised with that love letter thing. Like, I was kind of freaked out about it. Like,
the love letter was...
It just wrote in like seconds. I was like, what the heck? It's pretty creepy. And then the Curiousaholic, intro that we made it right. And it sounded like ourselves speaking. Like, I couldn't believe it.
It did. Like, so many of the words, it was like almost reciting what we say in the beginning.
Yeah, it sounds like a human
dive and explore. Yeah. Oh my God.
Like, it almost sounded like Heiko had to question if like it grabbed our thing from our YouTube channel or something.
Yeah, did it like just copy us and pretend, it's original? It's like,
no, it's not. It's just doing its thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fucked. Yeah.
It's not really original. I mean, it's getting inspired by all these.
And the fact that it understood that Curiousaholic was like a channel about curiosity and deep diving into specific topics, and
That's also crazy.
Doing our thing. It just understood.
Yeah,
it's insane. So yeah, I don't think there's anything more to say.
I mean, yeah, like we said, it has its good, it has its bad, and we shouldn't just rush towards this exponential development and without actually looking at the consequences. I mean, it's sort of the same with every technology, though, like social media or other websites or online tools that we use, where we just take it for granted and we just use it and consume it, but we never know the end effect. We're still humans interacting with all of these technologies. We haven't evolved from thousands of years. That's not too much evolution for a human. We're still very much primitive in our
nature.
Our nature.
Yeah. There you go.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah. So I guess we could kind of close it off there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we'd have to go down more than what we did.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
That was really fun.
That was a fun one. So yeah, that's it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you haven't tried out ChatGPT, you could go check it out. You should definitely check out our YouTube channel. That'd be fun also.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could check out Curiousaholic on all your favorite streaming platforms. We're I guess we're mainly on YouTube. Like, it's kind of our main platform, but you could check us out on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, whatever you want to do. Leave a comment, subscribe, like our video. Let us know if you want to see other videos of the sort. We kind of like playing those live games and things like that. That's kind of our thing. Live music, live games, things like that. So let us know in the comments what you're curious about, and we'll catch you on the next one. So thanks for listening, and play us out.
Thanks for watching. Peace.